Ronald starts off this hour in Effingham, Illinois. Hi, Ronald. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
I bought a property. I'm in step 7. I bought a property, and I'm wanting to give it to my girlfriend or sell it to my girlfriend and her daughter, but they're deep in debt. They're going to rent it from me until they make the payments plus the upgrades on it, and then they can have it. I don't want the property, but I want them to have it. Is that a good position to put them in or not?
You're going to give this lady that you're dating a house.
I'm going to sell it to them, actually, but they're going to pay it as rent. It's like a rent-to-own. I own the property. It's in my name.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to pay me a rent on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the rent equals the amount that I paid for it, plus all expenses on it, then I'm going to deed it to them. Is that a good deal or a bad deal?
Okay. That is what's called a land contract or a rent-to-own, depending on how you structure the legal documents under it. A land contract is you have a contract with them that says when you pay payments equal to this and a monthly payment equal to this, interest rate equal to this, the total of the payments equals Y, then we deed you the property. The property is in her name or in your name until then, and it is a contract for deed, a land contract, it's sometimes called. You can do it that way, or you can lease it to someone with an option to purchase it. Their option to purchase it would reduce each year that you let them lease it, and it'd be the same kind of a thing. That's probably a little cleaner and probably a better idea in general. So let's say I had I was going to lease a property to someone with an option to purchase. If they did not pay the lease payment, their option would be void. And you evict them like a tenant in a worst-case scenario. In a land contract, in most states, you have to go through a foreclosure to get them out. And now all that sounds weird because we're talking about your girlfriend, which also sounds weird that we're doing this deal with. It sounds like you're doing a long-term deal with your girlfriend.
It's going to be, probably 7 or 7 years.
Yeah, which
property.
I mean, your plan is to never marry this girl, to date her forever, and let her be your renter.
My problem is, I don't think they can ever pay for it. I don't think it'll ever happen. Just where I'm at, and I think that's putting a carrot in front of them that they can't never obtain.
Okay. Then why would you do that to somebody you care about?
That's my problem.
Yeah, it's not. And you're not blessing them with this transaction. You're cursing them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and that's the problem at the core of this. And you just got to mix in this whole relationship part of it, which it just gets weird. I mean, you're collecting rent from a girl you're kissing. I mean, that's weird.
Yeah.
That just gets strange. You know, and you're going to do this over an extended period of time, not just until we get married. You know, so
okay.
I mean, it's just it becomes really, really awkward. It can be done, but it just becomes it requires very, very strong emotional and spiritual condition of both of you to be able to maintain proper boundaries and be able to go, okay, in this conversation I am your renter, and in this conversation I'm your girlfriend. And not let those two things jump back and forth. It takes a special kind of person to be able to pull that one off. And on your case, in this conversation, I'm your boyfriend. In this conversation, I'm your landlord. And I got to tell you, I treat my renters different than I do my wife. I mean, as well I should. So I'm not mean to my renters. I don't mean that, but I mean it's just a different it's a different transaction. It's a different conversation, and that's what's going to make this awkward as crud for you, man. So I'm probably just not going to do this deal. I'll probably just let her have her life, and you date her, and let that relationship progress as best you can. And if you ever were to get married someday, then obviously you would provide her a home as part of being her husband. And the two of you would make decisions about your home and that kind of a thing. So that would all be fine. That's all cool. But I think you're going to get into weirdness here, and you're probably going to end up with a bad girlfriend deal and a bad tenant deal, both. That's what I'm afraid of. especially since she thinks she can't handle it. So we're walking into a situation where we know she's going to struggle, and that's, double asking for it. So I'm probably going to pass if I'm you, based on what you told me. Hey, thanks for the call.